I'm not exactly sure how this prediction is going to play out, but vibe coding is not the future. The future is for those, or is going to be favorable for those who use our current usage of large language models or AI complementary to their fundamental understanding of programming languages. So if you use AI to speed up your development process, but you know the underlying architecture and the way your program runs or functions, then that's good because you already know the flow of your code, you know how one thing communicates with another, and you're just speeding that up because you don't want to write the bare bones code each and every time. But when you don't have an understanding of how your code is functioning, you just care about the outcome, it becomes very problematic down the line when you develop errors and you don't know how to fix that. So you use like 50 billion prompts to try and fix what could have been fixed within 5 seconds had you known how your application worked. Now, I'm not entirely against AI. It's just my reservations are with the current energy usage of AI and AI slop that we are seeing today. But that's a topic for another video. AI is inherently not bad, but the problem is what we are using is not AI in the sense that we understand it to be. It's a large language model trained upon code that's been written by humans. It's not a large language, it's not an AI model that's been trained on documentation and inherently understands what is the most optimized way to write code, right? So it's trained on something written by humans already and giving you code based on its own understanding, right? And you, again, without any understanding of the underlying architecture, are deploying code to production for end users. Now, this may work for small vibe coded applications that have a very small and not an entirely useful utility. But when I see enterprises or companies kind of talk about, oh, we have automated like 80% of our entire workforce and we don't need humans anymore, it becomes problematic because then in those scenarios, in enterprise scenarios, when errors come up or when there will be inevitable technological failures, you won't know someone who knows how to fix the issue. You won't know someone who knows the understanding of the user flow because no one was involved in the user flow, right? They may keep some moderators, but if humanity is progressing or if people progress in the way that we are seeing online, where they say vibe coding is the future, that's it, we wouldn't need to understand programming languages anymore, it is nothing short of a death sentence for applications in the future. So I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here. It's always better, and it's always better to have the leverage of your own program and your own code within your own hands, because then you use AI right now to speed up your process, but then you don't hand over your entire leverage over to the companies that have these LLMs, right? You still have control over your own code. So tomorrow, if you want to make some changes, right, and you want to remove the dependency on these large language models, you can do that because you know how the code functions, and you can optimize it as well. Because let's get one thing straight: like until 2020 or 2022, humans were the one writing the code, making it more efficient, making it more optimized for performance, right? AI still hasn't done that. It has optimized workflows, it has optimized processes, but it hasn't optimized code based on its own inherent understanding of how a programming language works, how it interacts within itself, how it interacts with the underlying hardware, right? And the more slop we generate, the more slop we push into GitHub to be hosted, the more slop it will again keep generating for us. And you see the vicious cycle. So obviously, not every software developer wants to run a business, and not every software developer wants to, you know, like start their own thing. Some of them like the work they do. So the leverage down the line, or the leverage or the value proposition increases for those who know how to use AI, and they again have a very good understanding of the architecture, because then when they want to switch companies, or when they want to work on different projects, people will know, "Oh, this guy can ship faster," again with the usage of LLMs, and he also knows when to troubleshoot and get his hands dirty, because he again has a really good understanding, which is where I think a lot of us are at right now, especially like software engineers, where we know the code that we are writing, and we are just using LLMs to speed that process up, because if somebody asked us to write the same application again, we would be able to, but it would take us some time, right? It is just a LLMs are just a catalyst for us. So yeah, I'm not sure, I just rambled on like a couple of the thoughts that I had pertaining to AI, but I hope it made sense. So like, if you are a non-technical person and you like developing applications and all, using AI is a good thing. Obviously, it helps you ship to market faster. It helps you to get your product before consumers faster, but also ensure that you know what is happening under the hood, and you understand at least the core logic, because you will know, like, if something breaks down, you will know where to approach the issue and fix it. I'm not saying again under, like, it would be better if you knew everything that the LLM was writing for you, but if you don't, the first step would be to understand the architecture, the flow, at least, maybe not the front end, but at least for the back end that you're writing, unless your backend is a single API call made to OpenAI, in which case, all the best for your vibe coded application.